War zones represent the next level of fun and strategy. The concept of war zones is fairly simple, but there are nuances in how to use them effectively to reap their rich rewards. The first prerequisite to entering war zones is to achieve player level 10 and command center level 3. Afterward, tap on the build icon and then on the facilities tab. Highlight the global operations building, tap on build, and initiate construction of the building. Highlight the global operations building and tap on open. A window will pop up that shows you a list of forward operating bases, or FOBs for short. By default, the mining FOB will be unlocked, so let's take a look at how to use it. Exit out of the Global Operations menu and tap on the Attack icon. The window, titled War Zones, should now be accessible, so tap on the Deploy button. War zones are tracts of land that are divided based on player level. For example, Bordeaux can only be used by players levels 10 through 17. You can tap on the blue arrow at the bottom of the screen to expand the view into North Africa. Highlight an appropriate war zone and tap on Enter Zone. You should now see a grid of green tiles. This is called an insertion point. It's important to note that each war zone contains multiple insertion points, which grant access to different parts of the map. Go ahead and take some time to look around for all the insertion points. To enter a zone, tap on one of the green tiles and select your HQ building to deploy it. You can now tap on any open tile in the area, and then select your HQ to move it there. The first thing we are going to look for are mining deposits. There are clusters of blue tiles, which hold metal, and pink tiles, which hold thorium, scattered throughout the war zones. Find one of the blue tiles and move your HQ to the tile directly next to it. Now, tap on the blue tile, tap on the mining FOB, and it will be constructed on that tile. Mining forward operating bases collect resources over time, for as long as they remain on a resource tile. Note that all resource tiles will eventually become depleted, and then you will have to find new mines to harvest. We'll take a look at the other FOBs later, but first I want to show you another big reason why you want to be in the war zones. These are non-player controlled bases that you can attack to earn components, used to build and promote your units. The first type of PvE base has a circular icon on the top and is called an outpost. By attacking and destroying outposts, you will be rewarded with mostly common level components of the unit type associated with the icon on top of the base. Common components are required mostly to promote your units. The second type of PvE base has a square icon on top of it and is called a Stronghold. Strongholds tend to be tougher bases to crack than outposts, but will reward you with mostly critical components upon victory. Critical components are required to promote units, and some units require criticals to actually build a unit. For example, an Abrams M1A1 tank requires 20 critical components to build a single unit. Certain strongholds are only available on specific days of the week. Go to the attack nav screen and you'll see information below the deploy button about which stronghold type is available that day, and a timer counting down to the next stronghold type that will be available. But war zones are about a lot more than just PvE activities. The heart of war zones is about territory control. When scanning war zones, you'll see many bases with red highlights. These are controlled by other players. You may also notice clusters of players around insertion points or along borders of territories. These players are in alliances and are marking their control of certain areas within that war zone. As a test, find an area of a war zone that is blocked off by enemy players and try to move your HQ past them. If that alliance formed a complete blockade, your HQ will not be able to pass through. So now that you've seen how players are using FOBs to control territory, let's take a closer look at what they do. Go back to your base and open your Global Operations building and highlight an FOB to read the description of its function. First, let's look at the FOBs designed to bolster base defenses. These include infantry reinforcement, armor reinforcement, and chopper reinforcement. To see how these work, exit out of the Global Ops building and we have to go back into a war zone. Now find a cluster of enemy FOBs and highlight one of them. In the information panel that opens up, there is a section at the bottom that says Affected by. This means that if you attack this base, 30 seconds after you deploy your ground units, enemy reinforcements will be sent into the battle to attack you from each surrounding FOB. So, if a base shows that it is affected by 4 FOBs, you will have 4 additional waves of enemies to contend with. The artillery FOB is actually designed to bolster your attacks. By placing the artillery FOB in a war zone next to a base that you are attacking, you can call in artillery strikes during the battle. The airfield FOB will extend the range in which you can launch attacks. It allows you to scout and attack bases that are an additional 2 tiles away. And finally, there's the bunker FOB, which is an excellent choice as a frontline defender in your alliance cluster. And now you should understand the level of influence that comes from being in an alliance. By grouping your alliance FOBs and HQs together in war zones, you become significantly more powerful in defense and territory control. There are even more features that will be added to war zones in the near future. So, join an alliance now and start taking control of your destiny in the war zones.